Am I visible or not?
Sir, not yet, sir.
It's taking time.
Sir, slide is visible, sir.
Visible. Still here it's looking. It's not looking properly. Let me check. It's showing visible. Okay. My video is visible.
Yes, sir.
Can you see my face?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Fine. Thank you. So we can start now.
Sir, let me give you sir, an introduction of you. So, dear participants, now we are going to start our next session. As I have already said, the topic will be tools and techniques in digital forensic. It will be covered by Sir Bapi Saha from Department of Forensic, Govt of Tripura. Let me introduce Sir to you. Sir Bapi Saha presently working as Forensic Digital Analyst, Cyber Forensic Division, Tripura State Forensic Science Laboratory. He is head of the division and also established Digital Forensic State-of-the-Art Laboratory with latest equipments and software. He did his MTech in Computer Science in Engineering from Tripura University and BTech from Tripura Engineering College. He is also pursuing PG Diploma in Cyber Law, Cyber Crime and Digital Forensic from National Law Institute, Bhopal under Govt of India flagship project. Sir Saha has 15 years of industry, teaching and research experience. Before joining as Digital Forensic Examiner, he was working as assistant professor at ICFA University, Tripura. He is dealing with cyber crime cases to find out digital evidence from digital exhibit and depose evidence in the court of law. He has examined more than 2,000 digital devices related to more than 600 crime cases. His research interest and expertise include computer forensic, mobile phone forensic, including GTech and chip-off, video forensic, cloud forensic, photo forensic, drone forensic, and network forensic. He received in-service training from CFSL, SFSL, CBI, NICFS, Police University, including OEM certified specialized training from leading DFIR tools developer of USA, Russia, Sweden, Canada, Israel, Netherlands, and UK. He has published several papers in distinguished journals and conferences. He has also published real case story in the Celebrate Story Israel, one of the leading tools in the world. Sir Saha is visiting faculty of Tripura Police Academy, Tripura Judicial Academy, SHIPAD, ONGC, BSF Unit, and different Govt organizations. So participants, I think you will be get maximum benefit. Try to take maximum benefit from the lecture. So the audience is waiting for your valuable words. Sir, the floor is yours, sir.
Okay. Thank you, Alexa, for introducing me. And first of all, I would like to say that digital forensics is a very big field and vast field. It's not a field that within 1 hour, 2 hour, or not even within days, because I've been working in this field more than 7 years, and still I feel I know little bit. This is the true fact, because every day it's changing. Every day it's changing. I started working in Windows XP, Windows 7, and now it's Windows 11 is about to come, and the registry analysis technique, everything has been changed. So what I worked at that time and now what I'm doing, that is totally different. I started with the normal Android 4. Now it's Android 11. So there are lots of changes, lots of technique, lots of encryption. So what I will trying to show you, I will just briefly introduce what is digital forensics, what are its area, and what are the things we are doing in the forensic lab. And most of the people are not aware of what we are doing in forensic lab, because the frankly speaking, they have some knowledge that is forensics or digital forensics related to something hacking. It's not like that. Hacking is different domain. Hacking is unethical things. We are not doing any unethical things. We are doing forensic work for the justice, not for doing some unethical work. So let me show. Is it visible properly? My slides are visible.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
You can maximize the screen, sir.
Okay. Okay. Just interrupt me if you found anything difficulties. Okay.
Okay, sir.
Okay. So let me start with one common example. I think you might have seen these slides in different forum or different organization. That is what happens in a minute, internet minute. So from this slide, you can understand that what are the things are doing. It means every 60 seconds you can find there is 9,132 connections made in LinkedIn, and you can find 1.4 million scrolling in the Facebook, 1.4 million in a minute. Just imagine the things. And 3 million images viewed, although it's not popular in India. 69 million messages sent through WhatsApp and Facebook. So there is a, nowadays people say that earlier days we used to say that war between that those having missiles and defense product, they are rich country. But nowadays we say those having more data, they are rich. So they are trying to get the data from all over the world, and the people like you and me, those who are working in using technologies, we are used to it, that use of latest technologies, and by knowing or unknowingly, we are sharing lots of data in the internet. We are sharing lots of personal data. We are sharing lots of personal things in the internet, knowingly or unknowingly. Sometimes I also know that they are taking my data, but there is no option. I have to use that technology, and I have to give that data. I have to give the permission. So this is the things. Since we are using technology, then we have to do it. So from that point of view, if something happened, if some crime happened, we have to find out what uh, mm, was the motive behind that, how they use this data to do such crime. So since I'm dealing with most of the crime cases, so I will explain about crime cases, case studies, and if time permits, I will show some software also. Because software, what I'm using in my lab, these are all uh, licensed software. I cannot show in this machine also, because these are licensed dongle based software. I have to use that dongle in my forensic workstation only. And my machines, what I am using, these are all highly configured with the same my workstation. My workstation, just imagine, this is 256 GB RAM and 128 GB graphics, RTX 3080. So this kind of configuration needed for using forensic high-end software. And these are the software and tools, software, hardware tools, what we are using in the lab, that is not only used in India, these are the tools used by all over the world. That's why I've written my short CV, that is I've trained in the different OEM leading tools, and that means I have to take training from different tools manufacturer, that is USA, UK or Netherlands. So this is the one aspect of this doing digital forensics. But what I feel, whenever anybody wants to start with digital forensics, they must go through the basic tools, that initial tools, open source tools. There are lots of tools available in the internet, but you must know about what are these tools, how to use it, how to properly configure it. These are the things. Say simple things. If anyone want to interrupt, you are welcome, because with interaction you can better understand what I'm trying to say. And if I say simply saying all these things, and this might be difficult for you. So say first of the things, that what tool you use to recover deleted data? Are you using open source tools or using licensed tool? Any idea? Any chat? Anyone? Okay. So there are lots of tools. We are using some like FTK, NCase, Magnet, Forensic Explorer, OS Forensics, then several tools. Now, for digital forensics, before that forensics, we have to understand what is cyber crime. What is crime? Crime is any unlawful activity is considered as crime. But what is cyber crime? Cyber crime is that any unlawful activity that is committed using computer, internet, or information technology. Now, problem behind that cyber crime and the physical normal crime, that is normal crime, that once it is evidence is seized, there is a less chance of it can be changed in the future. But in case of cyber crime, there are some problems. Problems are I've just written 3 or 4 of them. There are several problems. One is that anonymous. We don't know who has committed crime, because in virtual world nobody is willing to share his personal ID or things. So that is first of the things. Then easily accessible. Anyone sitting in anywhere can do any crime for any country. Now another problem is without borders. There is no border limitation for that. Another is dynamic in nature. Evidence is constantly changing, so it is very difficult to prove in the court that this was the evidence used for this was the content used for that crime. So dynamic means this is not static, but it's changing every time. So these are difficulties in cybercrime. Still, we can find out the solution for that. For that, I've mentioned some crime. I don't want to discuss different crime, because the topic is, I want to show specifically on the topic. So before that, I just want to name some few crime that are popular in India. The list is huge, but I just trying to online transaction fraud. That is every day it is reported, not only in Tripura, everywhere in the country. Cyber bullying, that is also popular. Email fraud, phishing. Phishing means voice over phishing. Phishing means appears to be true, but it's not genuine. And phishing means voice over phishing. That means someone saying you have won the lottery, or your credit card is going to expire. You share your PIN and all these are things. Ponzi scheme also nowadays popular. That is OSF11, Oxygen. So like this, you need to invest 100 rupees, then you will get 200 rupees within 10 days. Then you need to make some group, and they have to register under your name. These are all things. Then UPI fraud like Bhim, Google Pay, phone pay. These are the fraud. Man in the middle attack, that is little bit technology oriented, that is used by the hacker for getting middle access. Say suppose he wants to send to data the B, and someone in between A and B sitting over there, and they are trying to access the data. Webjacking, spoofing, these are huge list. Terrorism. So in every forensic we follow some principle, that is say just like that Lockhart principle. Lockhart is the famous scientist. He said that every contact leaves a trace, means whenever anything happens in any crime, there is a trace. Okay, so he introduced this concept for physical evidence. Now it's also true for digital evidence also. Whenever we do something in the internet or in the computer or in mobile phone or anything in the information technology, there must be some trace for, there must be some trace. So our target is to find out those trace. How to find out those trace? This is the main thing. So actually that's what we are actually doing in our lab. We used to get the evidence, source of evidence, not evidence. Finding out evidence is our task, but we used to get the source of evidence. Say someone sends a offensive message to somebody through Facebook or through normal SMS or through say WhatsApp. uh, what police do, they seize the mobile phone. Now it's our part to find out the data on specific day, specific time relating to the crime, and prove that this is the device used for that crime. So it's looking, apparently it's looking that very easy, but it's very difficult to find out all these things, because you know that technology, they are trying to protect their device, and as a forensic examiner we need to exploit that device and find getting out all those data from that device. So it's very challenging task, because once you start doing all these things, you will feel that how much challenging it is. Because say we have one iPhone, you know that iPhone, if it is locked, that no one can break it. Now if it is unlocked also, there is a bootloader lock, there is a handshaking concept, there is a full file system restriction, uh, there is say some other restriction. So we need to find out the jailbreaking method, and then check error method, checkmate method. Those methods can exploit the iPhone, but iPhone also, it's changing every day, it's changing their security patch every day. So nowadays it is possible, but I don't know that within 6 months or 7 months, if they introduce new security, although it is unlocked, but we cannot track out the data, because of their security. They are, this will not allow any device to be connected and track out the data. Now, this is the basic definition. What is digital forensics? It is a specialized area of forensic science where examination, analysis, and techniques are applied to collect, preserve digital evidence from the electronic computing device, so that it can be suitable for presentation in a court of law. Now, somebody may do all the things, and they know the technology, they can collect the data, they can preserve the data, but thing is, another point is that it should be acceptable in the court of law, because there are certain rules and regulations, certain condition. As I said earlier, that since digital evidence is fragile in nature, dynamic in nature, anyone can change the data anytime. So it's our duty to prove in the court that this is the data whatever I got during seizure, and during my analysis nothing has been changed. So that integrity is another point. I will show some point regarding this. Now, what are the rules for digital forensics? That means document everything that is done. you need to do videography, photography, you need to mention all the logs and all, you need to mention worksheet and all. Then second part is what it said, never work on the second, acquire the evidence without altering or damaging the original.
Sir,
Means
to interrupt, slide is not moving, sir.
slide is not moving.
Maybe the full screen is not visible to us.
Okay. Uh,
Yes, now it's moving. Thank you.
okay. Just interrupt me whenever you find any difficulties. Have you seen the digital forensics slide?
Now visible, sir.
Cardinal rules, is it visible?
Yes.
Okay. So I will continue with this mode only without going to full screen mode. So it said that acquire the evidence without altering and damaging the original. Means you cannot change the anything in the evidence. Means suppose if I take your mobile phone, I cannot install anything in your mobile phone. I cannot change mobile phone date time. I cannot delete anything. I cannot take record of anything. Say I cannot take photograph. I cannot take audio recording. Nothing. I cannot do anything in your mobile phone, because if I do anything, that integrity will be lost. So this is the another challenge. Sometimes it asks for, say, WhatsApp is out of date. Say another problem we are getting nowadays. WhatsApp is out of date. So if I want to fix the date, I have to connect the mobile phone through network, and that I cannot do, because it will be challenging the code that this is done by the forensic expert. This is not the original evidence what was produced at the time of crime, and this is the all intentionally fabricated in the mobile phone. So these are the challenges. Third point is never work on the original evidence. Analysis can be done on the original evidence. So what we do? Perhaps you might have heard about this term, cloning, imaging, and all. We have to make cloning or imaging. I will later discuss what is cloning and imaging. What is the difference between cloning and imaging? We have to make cloning or imaging or extraction, uh, because sometimes cloning is not possible. In mobile phone, we say that is mobile phone extraction. So there are some terms in related to that. So never work on the original. Analyze the data while retaining its integrity. That's what I'm telling every time. That is, I cannot change any point in the device. So this is the common slide you will find everywhere in the net also. Said what are the digital forensics area? Digital forensics area, this is also a partial list. It's saying that you can perform digital forensics in the storage media, memory, cloud, automotive, satellite, drones, mobiles, SCADA system, IoT devices, GPS devices, network devices, host OS, and all. So in digital forensics process, you have to start with that identification, then preservation. First is identification of device, then preservation. Preservation means, say something happened in the road and someone is taking picture of a girl, and girl complained to the police that he is without permission, he is taking my picture, and police rushed to the point and seized that device. At that time, police has to ensure that there is no further change in the data. So for that, you need to preserve the device. Now, what are the techniques or what are the procedure to be adopted for preserving that device? First is that there are several procedures for seizing the device. I will briefly explain that you can understand. Say if it is connected to the any of the service provider, then continuously message will be coming to the mobile phone, or continuously will get if it is connected to the internet, you will get WhatsApp message, and every time it's changing. So you need to disconnect the device from any sort of network. Okay. Now somebody is removing SIM, that is disconnected from the network, but still it can be accessed through Wi-Fi and Bluetooth also. So for that also you need to go through the flight mode. And some device you might not be getting any flight mode option until you don't know the password. So for that we use some bag called radio frequency shielding bag. Is a general term is called Faraday bag. Okay, Faraday bag protects all sort of communication. It does not allow any communication to be made in the phone whenever it's kept in, this phone is kept in the Faraday bag. So this is called preservation. Now preservation part is over. We have to ensure that there is no further communication with that device. Any mode, that means through SIM or through user mode or manual or Wi-Fi, Bluetooth, whatever possibilities. Now third is collection. They have to collect it and send it to us in forensic lab. Now from that point 4, our part is we start analysis. First examination, analysis, then examination means acquire the device and find out the possible data. Okay, now say in generally we used to get 50,000 70,000 pictures in a phone, more than 1 lakh nowadays. Recently last month we got 2 mobile phones, one iPhone and one S20. There were more than 5 lakhs pictures. Now problem is that out of 5 lakhs we have to find out 5 or 10 pictures which is related to that case. Now this is the very really challenging task for us, because if you start manually finding the pictures one by one, it will take 2 months, 3 months, 5 months to analyze one device, and we used to get every month more than 100 200 devices. So analysis is tedious task. Next is, if you find the picture, then what will be the interpretation of that picture, whether it is taken by that mobile or somebody else sent that pictures to that boy. So that interpretation has to be done by the forensic expert. Then documentation and evidence presentation in the court of law. Now, how to ensure the integrity? Integrity means we have to ensure that there is no changes whatever we received and after examination. Okay. Now for that, we have to find out that one technique is used, that is called hash value. So hash value is widely used in the forensic community. Now, apart from forensic community, you will find where, can you say where have you used anything anywhere in the hash value? I think you have used, but you are not right now. This is okay. Let me tell you that that is, whenever you enter any password, instead of storing the password, they use hash value of that password. Okay, in the database. No, whenever we again type the password in the password column, again hash value will be generated, and that hash value has to be matched with that stored hash value database. If it is matched, then they are allowing the user to go forward. Now, question is that whether can we reverse the data from hash value? Can we get the data from hash value? Suppose say one data is there, we have taken the hash value of that data and we have the hash value. Can we get back the original data from the hash value? Answer is no. You cannot generate the data from the hash value. Hash value is the only a digital footprint. Now, similarly, for integrity checking also, whenever we get any file or any device or any image or combination of folder or file, we have to generate hash value of that content. Okay, either combining all content or single individual content, single image, single audio, single file, single doc file, PDF file, whatever. Now, after some days, if you feel that okay, somebody has changed that file or somebody has written something in that file, but I am not sure whether he has changed or not, again regenerate hash value of that file so that both can be compared. And if it is same, then you will probably know that this hash value is same. That means there is no changes in the data. So let me show you one demonstration of how hash value works in that checking the integrity. I have to find out whether, okay. I'm just stop sharing. Uh, on popular software, it's available in the net. There are several software. Is my browser visible?
Not yet, sir.
Browser is not visible, no?
Visible, sir.
Huh? Now it's visible?
Yes.
Okay. So I'm typing one software that is Hashcalc. Hashcalc. It is open source free software, only 1 or 2 MB. Let me download the software.
गवर्नमेंट यूनिवर्सिटी का है लैपटॉप तो देखता है वीडियो भेजते ना वो लोग नाम देता ना मेल कर देते
Hashcalc. It's not starting. Software is visible now.
Yes, sir.
So you can find one software is called HashCalc, and there are several algorithms for hashing. Perhaps you have studied in the network also. MD5, secure hash algorithm, message digest 5, CRC, cyclic redundancy checks. So there are several algorithms. So I have to check with on what file, say. File I am looking for. So in this software, one file I've created, what file, in the desktop. In that file, one what file I've created, this file, new Microsoft document. I'm trying to calculate the hash value. Access is denied. Okay. There are some administrative security issue. So this is one of the file MCS51, and I can easily find out the hash value of this. So it start with B and end with A, MD5 hash value of this. And for SHA, it is start with 9 and end with 3. So this is the hash value. I have to record it, keep it in the notes, or I have to record it in the my report, or wherever it is. Now, now I am trying to change some content of that file. Okay, so what I will do, I will change the content of that file MCS51. I think my file is not visible to you. Some changes. So I've changed some content. I've written some changes in the file, and after saving, again I'm trying to access this file. So earlier it was MD5 value started with B and ending with A. Now let me see. I've made some changes in that MCS51 file, and let me see what What's value is giving? See, the value is changing. Understood? That is, earlier it was started with B and ending with A. Now it started with 4 and ending with same. So if I mention any hash value for any of the file in the report or at the time of seizure, and if anybody start questioning that, oh, you have made some changes in that file, you have done something, intentionally put some content, or you have intentionally changes some, you have edited something. So in that case, if you find any doubt, then recheck the hash value, and if both the hash value remains same, there is no changes. But in this case, it's changing because I've intentionally changes some data. So say from that point of view, you can easily prove that, okay, there is some changes in the data, that means integrity has been lost. So you cannot prove this as a evidence. So same concept is applied for password also. Whenever any password value is there, for that, say you can change some data also. Say password is TU123. This is password. Oh, file first. Okay, any file you have to find out. Text string, say TU123. Now this is the hash value of that password, and this value is stored in the database. And whenever I entered the same value in the login credential, and again hash value will be generated, and both the hash will be matched in the database, so that from that point they will be confirmed that okay, this is the same password entered by the user, and he or she may be allowed to enter into all the data. Now if someone is, say, instead of TU capital, if I try to give the value, then hash value will be changed because there is no matching in the hash value. So this is the use of hash value. I think you probably understood the concept of hash value. Next is, let me go back to my slide also. Now, one of the area of digital forensic is that, as I said earlier, computer forensics, mobile forensics, IoT forensics, cloud forensics, drone forensics. So nowadays, one of the most popular area is that mobile phone forensics. So in mobile phone forensics, we have to recover the data from mobile phones. And earlier we used to get data only pictures, video, audio, SMS, call logs, and contacts. Nowadays, mobile phone is more than a computer. So there are lots of browsing history, attachment, emails, internet artifacts, vault, media files, chat history, GPS locations, installed application, malware, several things are available in the mobile phones. So nowadays mobile phone examination is challenging for us, but tools are also improving day by day. They are now also capable of extracting all sort of data as per technology changes. So in mobile phone forensics, you can find out the steps of mobile phone forensics, means what are the possible ways you can find out the data from the mobile phone. First is manual extraction. but manualization is not popular nowadays. Second is logical extraction. Then after that, some part of the logical, physical, file system extraction. Then JTAG. JTAG is Joint Tax Action Group. That is specifically used for dead devices. Chip off. Recently, I have attended the chip off training and JTAG training. That is from trainer came from USA and UK, and they have shown us the practical use of how we can collect data from dead mobile phone, dead, that is totally dead, and how you can find out the chip and manually extraction of chip. That is really challenging terms. Not only if you are that is not a matter how much technical knowledge you have, technically as well as you need to have that skill of extracting chip off. So in that case, that is simple things. Some files are there. These are the chips popularly available in the market: MediaTek, Broadcom, Qualcomm chips, Coolsand, Spectrum for Samsung device, Exonis. Uh, so these are the chips available. So each chip having its own component, own technique, and the own pin configuration. You to understand all the things and all. Now you can see this is the training what I've attended. Mr. Jerry came from USA. He is well known all over the world for doing chip off. Within 1 or 2 hours, he can remove 10, 15 chips. So this is one of the IR soldering station. So this is preheat sinking, and you can see one of the glass I'm wearing, that is it's looking like a glass, but it is IR protective glass, means infrared protective glass. So I have to cook the chip with some preheat condition. After that, using some tools and all, you need to remove the chip, but that to be done very carefully. If you give more heat to the chip will be destroyed. If you give more pressure through screwdriver and all, that chip will be damaged. So there are some if else condition is there. You may not be successful in every time. Now this is another picture. You can see I'm performing JTAG. JTAG is that in every circuit you can find some test access point, TAP points. Uh, Test access point is like our microprocessor point, the in GCC, acknowledgement, interrupt, like this. So there are 8 test access point, and this access point is very small. You need to connect all this point to the rib box, or you can say some other JTAG boxes are available in the market, magic box, rib box. So that you can collect data from those. Now, before moving to the next segment, let me show another software where you can perform cloning and imaging of the device. Now, what is imaging and what is cloning? Say it is a very common term, cloning of the device. Cloning, say if you give a hard disk, and these hard disks has to be seized by the police or say law enforcement authority. Now you cannot give this hard disk to the law enforcement authority, and because your system is functional right now, you cannot stop functioning all these things. So what else option is available? One option is available that you can make a clone of that hard disk. Now clone means file by file, okay, disk to disk. Exactly same disk will be prepared from the main source disk, so that uh, secondary disk, whenever you insert, it will be worked as a main disk. This is called cloning. Now what is imaging? Image is that disk to file, means you are creating a file from your disks. Now, imaging may be logical, imaging may be physical. So if it is physical, bitstream imaging means you are creating entire disks into a file or a file or chunk of file, so that that image can be decoded later, and at that time you don't need the original hard disk. So that's what in previous slide I told, that is acquire the device, never work on the original. Means our first task is to create the image or clone. It depends when you need to create clone, when you need to create image. So create the image or clone of the device, and whatever you need to perform that cloning or image file. Now for that, there are most of the software available for cloning and imaging that is free in nature. You can easily use that software. One of the software is called FTK Imager. FTK Imager. So I have already installed this. This is very cheap software in free version, and size is hardly 30 to 40 MB. So you can easily download from the internet and try to make image of small device first, say pen drive, 4 GB, or micro memory card, or small hard disk. Because if you give the entire hard disk that is of 500 GB, it will take 3-4 hours for imaging, and it's very difficult to analyze until you have that forensic software. Now let me show you the FTK Imager. Software is visible. FTK Imager
Yes, sir.
visible too. Can you see the FTK Imager, access data FTK Imager 4.5.03? This is
Yes.
the software. This is free software. So our target is to make the image. Okay. So how can you do that? You go through that file and you can see create disk image. Now there are some options. What you physical drive, logical drive, contents of a folder. Means suppose there is only one folder is there, that is crucial for the evidence. You don't need to analyze entire device. That time you can perform the contents of a folder. But generally what we do, we do the, because we don't know where is the evidence is located, so we do the entire physical imaging. So I'm again next. Now here you can see what are the drives available. You have one drive that is 1000 GB, that means 1 TB hard drive of that this laptop. You have in my machine it is another pen drive is connected, that is 15 GB. Okay, almost 15 GB. Another SanDisk pen drive is connected in this laptop, that is 64 GB. So I'm trying to image the 15 GB. Next is image destination, where you want to store that image. So first of all, you have to find out that whether 15 GB space is available or not. If it is not available, don't give the destination to that folder. So in my case, okay. Next is image type, like file type, like say for PDF, that is .pdf extension. For image file, dot is .jpg, .bmp. Like that image file also have some. This image is not picture or photo. This image is disk to file copy, disk to file. Okay, so entire disk content will be converted to a file, and that file having some extension. So generally we use dd.001 extension, that is raw format. Why raw format? Raw format is acceptable by all tools. Otherwise, each tool having its own format. Say FTK having its own format. For Ncase having it EX01 format. For cyber check suite, another software, it's having its own format. So generally we do one default format, that is raw dd, and this is acceptable by the all the tools available in the market or available in the DFR community. So I am trying to use the raw format. Next, say case number is test, evidence number is pen drive, unique identification say exhibit A, examiner say Bapi Saha, notes you can write 16 GB pen drive. Okay, next is image destination folder. Why I want to keep this image? Say I'm trying to show desktop, make new folder, rename it, say pen drive, image. Okay. Now what will be the file name? File name is say exa image. Exa means exhibit A image. Now if you want to perform a, this is fragment size. Fragment size means here it is written 1500. That means if it is 15 GB, and 15 GB means 15, almost 15,000 MB, more than that. So it will be divided by 1500. So this much of chunk will be created. If I want to make more, then 2000 chunk, 2000 MB for each chunk. Start. So it will take its time for creation of that image. Now by that time I will discuss other topic. It will be finished, and so that I can show you how it what will be the content of this. Let it be finished first. It will take some time, at least 10-15 minutes. Okay, is it comfortable for you, that image creation? Okay.
Yes, sir.
Okay, just confirm me, otherwise I will feel that nobody is getting my point, what I am trying to explain. So let me tell you some of the case studies, interesting case studies what I performed. This is one of the old story that I performed, and I have already given the court evidence also. This is one of the case related to a obscene content that was published by one of the accused in Tripura. And what I'm trying to say, that is, in that case he used one of the Apple MacBook, not MacBook, Apple iPad, for doing all these things, recording all those content, and deleted all those content. And in that case, it sees that MacBook, that is iPad, and from that iPad we recovered more than 15-16 obscene videos, that too also a girl child. And what he did, he changed his password, and also he was trying not to show his face. So we analyzed some skin surface of that accused person also. So this is the one of the paper published in the journal. You can view the entire story. This is another interesting case. You can find out this device. I think you are all aware of ATM hacking cases in Agartala. Most of the ATM cards were hacked by one of the criminal from Turkey. So this is not the case. That case also performed analyzed by me. This is the case. You can find some portable skimming device. This is portable skimming device. You can easily grab it in the whole hand, and that boy used to go to the ATM and trying to explain the people how to use the ATM. If they refuse, then he say that, okay, please give your card. I have to check it, your PIN number, your number and all, whether it is active or not. And once they give the card, immediately he has to scratch it through this device. And after that, he used to give that card to the person. So then, so that that person will be feeling that, okay, this person might be feeling that okay, he has not taken my card, so there might not be anything related to crime or um, data recovery. But you can see second part of this slide, one app is there that is called EasyMSR app. So beauty of this case is that this is a Bluetooth device and Bluetooth connection is available. Once they scratch that card or swipe that card in the machine, automatically the card data will be transferred to that app, EasyMSR app. And that app record all the data from that card. Now, this case was referred to us with that card reader, means this schema device, and that mobile phone. So initially we tried to find out, okay, can we collect data from the schema device? We connected this device through some tools and all. We found there was no data in the device. Then we tried to start thinking, okay, so if it is there is no data, then what is the technology behind that for transferring data? Then in that mobile phone, when we was trying to analyzing the apps and all, we found one app, EasyMSR. So again we start searching, okay, what is EasyMSR app? It is not available in the Play Store. So we found one, it is found in the one of the site, and they were asking money for downloading that app from that site. So at that time we are we are clueless how to download all these things. Then we started trying to find out the APK file in that mobile, and we found that APK file. But we're trying to explore the content of EasyMSR, but that too also password protected. Then we used one of the technique is called brute force attack in the app with some password decrypting tools that we have in our lab, and we are able to decrypt the password. Okay, fine. Then after decrypting the password, we found more than 50 to 60 transaction logs, means data of more than 50 to 60 people's, their name, date of birth, their card number, card activation date, and all these things. So this is one of the case we examined successfully, and this is under trial, and most probably within 5 to 6 months we are going to publish this article in the journal also. This is another interesting case we analyzed. When we took that mobile in the lab, we thought that why police sent it to us, because it's looked like a car. Okay, from front view or from the side view, anywhere it's not looking like a mobile phone, but it's looked like a car. So we started say, okay, if it is car, then why did they send it to us? Then we found after opening the flip, this is a mobile phone. Now, okay, it is mobile phone, then no issue. Mobile phone, maybe mobile phone. But problem was that how to extract data from this mobile phone, because this is not a branded mobile phone. There is no chipset information available. There is no make model number available. So we did some research on that device and found that it is a device used by the prisoner for communication, because it's very small in size and it can be easily hold in the palm also. So now challenge came to us, that is how to extract the data from that device, because the conventional tools and techniques, they support only the branded device which are available in the market, like Xiaomi, Redmi, Samsung, Nokia, Oppo, Vivo, Apple, all popular devices. Now we started thinking how to extract data. We found that is generic chipset profile, means generic. In this slide you can find Coulson, Spectrum. We found Spectrum chipset was used in that device, and there is a technique called Chinese chipset extraction technique. That too also very difficult, because there is a process called magic key combination. So I cannot explain how to find out the magic key. That is required, lab environment is required. So in that magic key combination, you can, after trying lots of combination, we are able to extract the data. So after analyzing the data, we found that this is a case related to the cabin crew fraud. Means they used to publish ad in the paper that we are going to hire cabin crew. For that you need to attain training from us, and we'll place you in some reputed airlines, like that. So we got lots of clue and lots of information from that. Now, this is another story I published in that Cellbrite. You can Google it in the Cellbrite customer portal also. In that case, I mentioned 2-3 cases related to drug that I cannot show right now, because of I cannot show all these things in public domain. And also one case related to transaction, fraudulent transaction. In that case, I could able to extract the SQLite DB database from UBI bank app, and from that lots of transaction information were revealed that leads the investigator to proceed further. So there are lots of cases, because since I have examined more than 600 cases, you can come to my lab and I can show you the I can show you physically how we work in that lab environment. Now, this is another case that I am showing as a log. Okay, say log bypass. You can see. You can see the found lock code. We are able to break the lock 75862. This is recent case. In the last month we did that work. We are able to that. We got one mobile phone that is lock. That model is SM-M315F. That is Samsung. Samsung SM-M315F, and we are able to decode the lock code. That lock code is 75862. We received the phone in locked condition and accused or suspected. The investigator could not receive the lock code from the suspected, but we are able to break the lock code. Let me see whether it is finished or not. It will take much time. Now, challenges in the digital forensics is that nowadays every device has its own encryption technique. Every device has its own technology behind that. Now we are getting damaged mobile phone, hard drive. For that we have solution also, but success rate is not 100%. Then we are, that I already mentioned in the beginning, that is huge data. From large amount of data we have to find out the relevant evidences. So that is challenge for us, because if we got the 1 lakh picture, from that we need to find out the 5 or 10 pictures that are relating to the evidence. That is very difficult to find out that what is relevant, what is not relevant. So these are the challenges for cyber forensics. And this is my division. We have all the latest tools and technique. So I was trying to show some of the tools, but it's taking time. You can see these are the tools: forensic duplicator, cloning, imaging device. This is one of the workstation we are having with RAID facility. These are popular software we are having: Magnet-Axiom, FTK, Passware, NCase. These are the mobile forensics tools we are having: Oxygen Forensics, Mobile Edit, MSAP, Cellbrite. We have recently purchased the tool for data recovery from damaged media, PC3000 SLab Russia. These are excellent tools for doing hard damage forensics. Now, let me see whether it is finished or not. It's verifying. Alok sir, anything you want to?
Sir, from my
I'm trying to show some software,
yes,
but
sir.
it's taking time. That's the main issue, because we have time limit for that.
Yes, sir. I think audience will like it because different devices available in the field of cyber security. These are also required and important too.
So anything from the audience side they want to see, because I have lots of tool in this tool machine also. If they want, then I can show right now also, but it will take time. It will take time.
Yeah, sir. From our side, the time is will not be a problem, but it is the concern of the participation interest. But the participants, please. I mean,
I want their view. I want their view.
yeah, please, participants, please. I mean, have your views.
I can show internet browsing history. I can show MCASE file, I can show shimcage, link file, LNK files, USB devices file, YouTube viewfinder. There are lots of tools. Means one by one I start showing, it will take time.
Sir, if you permit our students or maybe interested faculty members or other person to visit your organization to okay, so that would be much better. And right now, I hope as it is evening, I mean close to evening time, the peoples are getting tired. I mean even they are not
Attending
able
holding
to.
signal.
No, no, not at all.
No, anyone from participant side would like to share anything?
Yeah, participations. If you want to share or if you want to ask anything, if you have any query, please ask. Yeah, or you, if you have any queries to be asked, you can share
Google
with us.
history. One question I got one question in Google history. That is called internet search history. Okay. Means there are two types of histories there. One is called uh, internet browsing history. Another is internet search history. For search history, you cannot, right now there is open source tool is not effective for search history, but I can show you the browsing history. For search history, if you are interested, come to my lab. I will show several search history. Recently, we have examined one of the case that is fake Aadhaar card creation. And in that case, we found search history like that. He was typing in the machine that how to create fake Aadhaar cards. What are the apps for creating fake Aadhaar cards? How to edit Aadhaar card in the Photoshop. He was typing in his machine like that. And we got several Aadhaar cards, fake Aadhaar cards, and we got some apps in his machine. We analyzed those apps and found what location they are sharing, how they are creating. That will be published in the journal also. We are trying to publish. Uh, so let me show one of the tool that is browsing history. One of the popular tool is IHB, MyTech IHB. I have downloaded it already. Let me start the tool. Okay. Before that, uh, can you see this result of that is that
Yeah, visible. It will be visible.
image
If you can zoom it further, it would be better.
image result. You can find that is hash value is starting with E, ending with B, and reported hash means after creation that is also starting with E, ending with B. This is MD5 hash and SHA-1 hash, and there is no bad blocks found in the image. So this is the report I have to keep in the record. And after that, if someone suspect any changes in the device, again I can create hash value. And if it is found matching, there is no changes in the device. So this is the hash value. Now how to use that image, that also I can show whether it is visible or not. Problem with Every time I have to share the screen. This is the problem. Now, I've already created the image. Now I'm trying to mount that image. Say this is the image. Mount means I've kept the image in the desktop pen drive image. Is it? So start mounting image. Since it is low end machine, there is a problem, always problem of or what you can do, add evidence, image file, next, browse image, finish. Now here you can see the entire image file of that pen drive, and beauty is that you can find deleted files also. That crossbar are all deleted files. Okay, so what I did, I've created the image of that entire physical drive. After that, I've added this file as a evidence, and I have found not only the available data, I have found all deleted files. So these are all simple basic software. So all the data is available in that. These are all deleted data. Okay, I think you have understood all the techniques and all. Okay, let me show another software. That is one of the participant was asking for internet browsing data. Let me show another software. One of the software is okay. Is this software visible to you? MyTech Internet History Browser.
Yeah, now it has come.
Yeah. So it's very simple software. Just scan the browsing data. Now you can see my browsing history. Not only related to one browser, all the browser. You can change the browser, say Google Chrome. What I used, I recently trying to download the HashKelsey software. This is the Google Meet. I was using my email, some software, binary decoding technique. These are all browsing data, including date and time. In the morning, I was using Anydex software for some remote acquisition. I was using WhatsApp web. Suppose you want to use, say, Edge. These are the browsing data. Any other software you want to see? There are several software. I think Chiranjit Bishas. Now it's okay for you, Chiranjit? This is easily available in the internet. Free software, no investment is required, no license is required. Okay. Jayanta sir.
Yeah, yes, sir. Yeah, if there is no queries from the participant, I hope we can wrap it up for today.
Yeah.
Okay, have you finished or
Ah,
anything you want to share? Okay. Okay, apart from that, I just want once again like to request all the participant, if they have any query, they can contact me. I will be forwarding the queries to the respected expert sir, and I hope he will be definitely reply back. And at the same time, if you want to experience, if you want to practically see how the things are going on, you sir, as sir has already said that you are always welcome to visit their lab. And hope sir will be visiting to you very soon with our students.
Definitely. Welcome.
Okay, so at the end of the session, I would like to convey my gratitude towards you for accepting our invitation. Being going through the hard time in your family, I know about it. You have given us your valuable time to share these precious things, and it is not like that. Just simply we want to, or all our. I mean, just sharing our views is not like that, because cyber crime, the forensic is, I mean, critically important in our daily life, present life. So thank you very much for sharing this extremely needed topic. Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Thank you.
Okay, and hope to meet you soon in
Ah,
our next events also.
Thank you.
Thank you, Bapi Saha. Hope I will also meet with you physically.
Yeah, sure.
Thank you, sir. Bye, sir.
Bye.
Thank you, sir.
Bye.
Sir.